What's happening, my friends? Welcome back. Let's talk about Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul in a boxing match. Apparently, this one is a done deal. It's going down. And I have to say, frankly, I don't like it for Nate. But let's get into why. All right, guys. Nate Diaz needs no introduction in the mixed martial arts community. Right now, he is 37 years old, stands at 6 feet tall, 76-inch reach, third-degree black belt in BJJ. Pro fighter since 2004, OG super vet, currently has a mixed martial arts record of 22 wins, 13 losses. His last fight was against Tony Ferguson at UFC 279. That was back in September of 2022. After that, Nate was free from his UFC contract and flat out stated that he's off to pursue different things and he might be back to the UFC. The might be back part was just confirmed. He did say after he beats up some people, gets some paychecks, he's going to come back and win some UFC belts. Out of Nate's mouth. There's been some buzz of a Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz boxing match. This has been going on for a bit. Seemed kind of far-fetched, but you never know. Things are crazy. Stranger things have happened. Stranger matchups. I think Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather opened the floodgates for that. And what do you know? Lo and behold, we have a Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul boxing match. And the reason I don't like this fight for Nate is due to the age, the physicality of Jake Paul. Jake Paul has been training specifically boxing for some years now. I think he's proven that he is a boxer. Now you can question like how good he is, but at this point you can't say Jake Paul is not a boxer. He's had multiple fights now. You can criticize the quality of opponents, but he has fought fighters, combat sports vets. And then in his last fight, he fought a boxer, Tommy Fury. So, I mean, at this point to say Jake Paul is just not a boxer at all, it's kind of silly. You got to give credit where credit is due. So this is pretty much like his arena, his field. I've been personally following Nate Diaz's career since the beginning. And I'm very much aware that Nate Diaz has a heavy boxing background. Maybe not professional fights, competition-wise, but he trains a lot of boxing for years. And he also has been a sparring partner to pro boxers who speak about Nate in high regard. Then in mixed martial arts, you can clearly see that Nate has hands. He doesn't look exceptionally powerful, he doesn't look fast, but he does hurt people with his hands and he's pretty slick. So yes, on many levels, this transition is one that kind of makes sense, but it's probably some years too late. Jake Paul's 26 years old. He's listed as 6'1". He has a 76-inch reach. He's a big kid. He's a lot more muscle than Nate, more powerful, more explosive. And in a straight boxing match, you're removing a lot of Nate's tools. Nate can't kick. Nate can't pull guard. Nate can't clinch. I mean, he can, but it's going to be for short periods in boxing. They're going to break them up. Historically, Nate has been a fighter that absorbs damage, relies on his chin and his toughness to weather the storm and turn the heat up, causing his opponents to slowly fade as the fight goes on. I don't think that style is going to work very well against Jake Paul in a boxing ring. Now, some of this is just like gut feeling, I admit opinion flat out. Do I think Nate Diaz could be competitive with Jake Paul? Of course. He's a far more experienced fighter in general. But it's like certain attributes with Jake Paul has me a little bit concerned with this boxing match. Again, he's a lot younger. He's taken way less damage. The kid is a lot more explosive, more powerful. And I kind of see him teeing off on Nate. I think it's very possible Nate gets knocked out. And I know Nate has an absolute granite chin, but he's been TKO'd before. It's possible. He's a human being. We've seen other people with iron chins get knocked out cold. It happens. And I think at this point in Nate Diaz's career and his style, also the difference in physicality, I think he's going to get beat up on in a boxing match. I think it's very possible Jake Paul knocks him out, TKOs him, wins via decision, just via battering Nate. I don't think it's likely Nate knocks out Jake Paul. Not saying it's impossible. Nate, I could see taking over the fight as the fight goes on in the later rounds. Just like the patented Nate Diaz MO. Absorb and take a lot of punishment early, turn it up, take the fight over as it progresses in the later rounds. Maybe. Could Nate go in there and absolutely embarrass Jake Paul? Beat him up, whoop him up, stop him, knock him out? Yeah, it's possible. But if I was a betting man, I would bet on Jake Paul to win that boxing match. And that probably sounds crazy to people, but if I had $1,000 in my pocket and somebody said, put 1,000 down on somebody, who do you think is going to win? I think I'll put that money on Jake Paul right now in 2023 in a boxing match. In a mixed martial arts fight, it wouldn't even be a fight. Nate Diaz would absolutely destroy Jake Paul. But in this particular limited form of combat, boxing, and I mean that respectfully, I'm not knocking boxing. I'm just saying the main tools you use are fists. It's a big difference from mixed martial arts. In this form of combat, I'm leaning towards Jake Paul. I think he's going to do some heavy damage on Nate Diaz. And it might not look pretty. As mixed martial arts fans and people that put Nate Diaz up on a pedestal like MMA royalty, I don't think it's going to be a good fight for the MMA fans. Some hearts are going to be broken. But here's the thing. I'm sure it will be a great payday for Nate Diaz, so that's good. Big paycheck in his pocket. But as far as like damage, brain trauma, CTE, don't like it for Nate. Those are my honest thoughts. I'm not a boxing guy, I'm an MMA guy. And I'm still leaning towards Jake Paul. I don't like this match for Nate. But you guys let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this matchup? Do you like the fight for Nate? Do you think he could win? Who do you think is going to win? And would you tune in? Are you excited for it? Thanks for watching this segment, guys. Eager to read your thoughts. Appreciate you. If you want to support the channel, like and share the video. Gets it on the algorithm. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Take care, guys. Later.